Good evening and welcome to Sports Biz episode number 4 with more frivolity, fun and pheromones with Mr. Martin Winnell, aka The Dog, and myself, John Briggs. The only podcast you'll ever need in your life because we hit all of those open cracks in all the sports all the time. What's happening, Martin?
John. Not much. There's a little bit of Formula One. Some extreme ironing, which we will go into great detail about later on. Some marathon running. Some little Winter Olympics.
Wonderful.
Italy's coming into the frame.
Indeed they are.
And what have you got to chat about tonight?
Well, I'd like to start with this.
Are you sure the second half is right for you? You sure the second half is right for you?
Well, but without further ado, to use a cliche, shall we do the bolter?
We can do the bolter hazy tonight.
Hazy? Okie dokie.
Yeah. Beautiful drop from Currumbin.
Yeah, well, you were in there the other day.
There we go, sir. Yes, yeah, I dropped in on the Sunday.
Cheers.
To watch a bit of cricket.
So did I at the Gabba.
Yeah, I do hear that rumour. Cheers, my good man.
Cheers, mate.
Enjoy your hazy.
Indeed. Well, do you mind if I just, begin about the Ashes? Is that okay?
John, that is more than okay by me.
I thought so.
I think we should spend the next hour.
Because England won the toss. And then apart from that, it was crap. It was about as funny as sitting on a cactus. Anyway.
It's a lot funnier than that.
However, Australia deserved to win.
That's magnanimous of you.
Well, they did, because they did everything they kept it really simple.
True, very true.
It's like they're just waiting for England to fall apart. Not fall apart, to do something just stupid.
We didn't want to say this, and if it got out into the media, I'm sure there would have been a bit of a kerfuffle.
Right.
But right now, I think it's fair to say, when you're playing England in Test cricket, it's like playing Pakistan.
Go on.
You know they're going to go okay for an hour here, an hour there. They might even be competitive for a session. But if you just wait, they'll do something silly.
I can see the similarities.
Yes.
However, before we get... Look,
2-0 against a makeshift team and the worst Australian team since 2010.
Yeah, that was
said Stuart
2011.
And that's so much better.
I know. And a really silly thing to say from Broad, you don't want to poke the Aussies in cricket because they just have a habit of biting you. They do all the time.
Yeah, we do that.
Our way, we're not brash. We get brash players, but we're not like that. We're better off being nice and gentlemanly. And that way we actually get under the Aussie skin without even trying.
So why aren't you doing that?
Because we've got...
What have you got? Go on, say it.
We've got a Kiwi as a coach. Baz McCullum. As Jim Maxwell says, and I can't stand him, Baz Bollocks. And he got in trouble for that. Anyway, so...
Well, he's not wrong.
However, I would like to highlight one thing. It's really difficult to win an away series anywhere in the world. And I'll put it to you, Martin.
Yes.
When was the last time Australia beat India in India?
Oh, how old am I?
Ancient.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's in my time of watching cricket.
There you go.
I can't remember watching us win in India. It's that long ago.
Yeah.
Do you have an actual year?
No, I don't.
No, it's that long.
It is,
and
absolutely.
yes, so... Yeah.
So the conditions in each... So the second question
Very
is...
difficult.
How long ago is it since Australia have won a series in England?
Early 2000s?
It is 2001.
That's early.
Almost 25 years. That is a quart of one century.
Yes.
That's a long time. However,
Yeah,
Australia have
we do-
won more matches over there than England win over here.
But we do manage to draw series
Yeah, he did the last one.
a little bit better, which, again, when we're talking the Ashes, draw a series away from home and you retain them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know.
you know, that's a good thing.
I just want to mention a couple of things. I want to bring back the cheese rolling thing because one of your players, he loves cheese. I've heard that your all-rounder, Green, loves cheese.
Oh, I feel like, how much does Cameron Green love cheese, John?
How much can a Cameron bear?
Oh,
Anyway, moving on.
the sides of my head hurt with that. Was that an all-nighter coming up with that, or that one just popped straight in?
It did. I don't know how and where and why, but it did. I think it was at the Gabba. Oh, I just got to quickly tell you, the fine leg field. We were right at the front, and the fine leg fielders, bowlers usually, Doggett, Stark, and Boland took it in turns to field down there, and these little kiddies were trying to get the bat signed and everything
Yeah,
else.
lovely. Yep, love that.
Doggett did,
Lean
Stark
back
did.
over the fence, sign the little bats.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Doggett did, Stark did. The man in the pub? No, he didn't. He just stood there, stone-faced. This poor little kid who's about 7 years of age, hanging out his bat, and we're all shouting, "Sign the bat! Sign the bat!" And he wouldn't sign it. Anyway, not long after that, he did a bit of a skirt around the field to field the ball, but it looked like he was running on a treadmill, like one of those cartoon figures, you know, where the ghosts or the villains catching them.
Oh, his legs are just going...
Yeah.
Like him running in thin air.
And someone from the crowd, me, shouted,
Yeah.
"You need to do some shuttle runs, Scotty." And he didn't like it one little bit. He's a grumpy
Well, he
man.
could be, but there's two things you've got to remember about the man in the pub.
Right.
One, shouldn't be any kids in the pub. So if they're hanging their bats over going, "Sign this," he's going, "I'm the man in the pub. Why are you here?" That's number one. And number two, and I accept this might get me in a little bit of trouble,
Go on.
he's a Victorian.
He's a Victorian. Get him up here. I want to buff him.
Remember that.
Yeah.
He's loved in Melbourne,
Of course he is.
tolerated everywhere else.
But they don't, you know, he doesn't do stretches on the boundary like Merv used to.
No, Merv's different again.
Yeah, he
Merv-
is. He's very different.
Merv is still going to every game in tours.
He's
I
doubling.
don't know if you'll see Scotty Boland doing world tours of cricket and drinking.
Isn't he doubling up as a sight screen these days, Merv? He's giant.
He's a big, solid
is.
unit. Isn't he?
Okay, so we're Adelaide next.
In Adelaide.
Yeah, your hometown, Martin.
Oh, goodness.
Hang on, you're from Hackham West, aren't you?
No.
Woodville Gardens?
Nope.
Christie Downs?
Christie Downs.
Yeah.
Nope.
Right.
Where do you need me to be
Aren't
from?
they those low-class areas in Adelaide?
Hackham West? No. No, that's not. Christie Downs is, yeah, that's all right. Hackham West isn't.
Okay.
No, Hackham's inner.
Oh, okay.
And where was the other one?
Woodville Gardens.
Woodville is...
It's a bit of a dirt of a place, is it?
It's not...
Prospect.
Prospect is where I am from.
Oh, wonderful.
A suburb full of latte drinking Chardonnay sippers.
Oh, no. Okay.
Absolutely nothing wrong with Prospect.
Well, you've got the goat back, but he's not the goat anymore, is he? Because he's the cub.
no.
Well, you know why he's the cub.
Yeah.
Well, let me explain
Not
why
having this. I'm not even going to ask you why.
He's the cub.
We've got
Because
two goats now.
He had a crybaby when he was filthy after being dropped for the last match. So that makes him a baby. So he's a baby lion, which makes him a cub.
Right. So he was filthy, for the Australian term,
Yes.
about being dropped.
Yes.
Well, it's a damn sight better of when the English don't get what they want. They're not filthy at all. They're not remotely upset. In fact, I would put it to you that maybe they should be a little unhappier because they've rewarded themselves with two catastrophic losses. And what have they gone and done?
They're going to the...
Well, we need a rest now, so
Well-
let's go to Noosa for 2 or 3 nights.
Swing a couple of golf
and
clubs.
just chill out because
Yeah.
we've earned the holiday. We trained, I believe, 5 days in a row. Ooh, that was tough. And then we produced 4 days of cricket.
Yeah, I know.
But you get a holiday after that and get yourselves mentally ready.
Well, this is
for
true,
Adelaide.
and they probably will. And I think it'll be a decent match, this one. But I predict that the Cub will be the difference, and I think he'll do rather well.
I think Captain Courageous back.
I'm not sure about his bowling. I don't know if he'll test himself 100%.
He won't need to. He will create a level of pressure and more difficult to score freely off, as opposed to a Doggett.
Who will they drop? Will they drop Doggett and Nisa? Nisa took 5 in the last innings.
Nisa will go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he replaced Lyon, and Nisa was picked as a Queenslander playing in Queensland with the pink ball.
Yeah, okay.
Brendan Doggett, Adelaide Oval is his home oval.
True. But they've got to drop 2 bowlers.
Yeah, Nisa and maybe rest Boland before you roll him back to Melbourne and Sydney where he bowls his best.
Well, he needs to do those shuttle runs. So,
well, that gives him an extra 5 days.
Yeah, this is true.
You won't see him lying on the beach in Noosa.
Anyway, all right. Well,
you're doing it.
When is the next test before we move on to
17th
Formula One?
17th of December.
17th of December. Well, okay. Well, I look forward to that. Martin, now then,
John, yes.
tell me about the Formula One. Because I'm very happy about that.
Bloody uneventful race, to be honest.
I don't care.
Nothing happened like I thought it would. No fireworks, no aggression, no angry overtaking from Verstappen.
Yeah.
Verstappen rolled out a very clinical win.
Again.
Lando Norris drove second for a bit, and then Oscar got him.
Yeah.
A bit of a round the outside long bend kind of overtake.
Yeah.
And I think Norris probably went,
Yeah, you
I'm
can
not
have it.
racing you.
Yeah.
And he only had to finish top 3, which he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
race results, Verstappen, Piastri and Norris. And that secured, and this is a little bit where obviously Norris knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Not only did it secure Lando Norris's first Drivers' World Championship, but he did it by 1 point.
Good enough. Doesn't matter.
Against Verstappen. So he knew exactly where he was.
Absolutely. Yes.
And what he was doing. Verstappen couldn't have done any more in the last 4 races to get himself back with a real chance. He went berserk, winning everything he could.
And he had a crack at a reporter interviewing him afterwards, apparently. He wasn't very happy because the interviewer had a silly little giggle when he was interviewing him. But anyway,
I'm not sure Max is known for his sense of humour and
probably
frivolity.
not. However,
maybe pheromones.
We did a joke last week about that cartoon where there was Stone Ages. What were they called? Yeah. Anyway, so why is Lando Norris now known as Fred Flintstone?
I don't know, John. Why is Lando Norris now known as Fred Flintstone?
Because in Abu Dhabi they do.
Oh, you've adapted last week's joke.
I did.
Into this week's joke.
And it might just keep continuing on that note. Britain's 11th world champion. F1. 11th.
Hang on. Let me qualify that.
It is.
Is it the 11th? Is it the 11th time a Brit has won the world championship?
Yes.
Or is it the 11th Brit to have done it?
Oh, same thing.
No. One is 11 different Brits.
Yeah, 11
winning.
11 different Brits.
Okay, 11 different Brits. Phew.
I think that's a good Ashes win because Australia only came third. With Oscar Pastry fell apart like a bad pie.
Like an English cricket team.
Poor old Oscar Pastry. Look, he did well for half the season. Not quite a Jack Brabham or an Alan Jones.
So are we now going to say, officially from John Briggs, every sport is the Ashes as long as England win it?
No, it's just...
Because you've just referred to Formula One as the Ashes.
I'm just trying to level things up after a shit weekend for cricket.
There's nothing. Because here's why there's nothing. Nothing for this argument.
Go on.
Formula One will race again when?
Starts in Feb, isn't it?
End of Feb, beginning of March, somewhere in there?
Yeah, March, actually, yes. Yeah.
Cricket starts again on the 17th. So,
Fucking hell. And there's no Mark Wood for England, just rolling back for 2 seconds.
He's rolled out.
And there's no
cheers to the win.
Cheers, yeah. And there's no Hazelwood. Obviously, you both knew that.
Yeah, kind of
knew about both, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, okay.
I did also hear no Archer.
Oh, did you?
For the next one?
Oh, I think they're going to arrest him anyway.
Yeah, I think he's got weighed down.
Right, the gold.
Either by the gold
pillow.
or just expectation.
Well, he brought a pillow with him to the last match. Did you not hear about that?
Saw it, heard it, ridiculed it.
He must have known the cameras on him.
For all we know.
The laid back West Indian.
For all he know, for all we know,
yeah.
He was just going, the seats are a bit hard. I'll just put a pillow behind me. Like, it's pretty
I know.
long bow
the
to go.
media jumping up and down again. I know. Anyway, so let's just go on about the F1 for a little bit longer because I'm going to enjoy this one. So, in the history of F1, Britain has 325 victories on the track. Australia has 52. You know, I think we're winning. I think we're ahead this weekend.
I would like to then ask, you've got the victories, how many races did it take to get that many victories compared to the races for the Australians? So look at it as a percentage. This might be homework for next week, John.
Did you say percentage?
No, I didn't. You're not going to doctor this and make it different words.
There's an afterbirth of a comment. Anyway, go on.
It certainly was. And I think also we need to look at how many Australians overall, successfully or unsuccessfully, have raced in Formula One in its history.
Oh, 2.
Compared to how many Brits. And I'm assuming because you're calling them Brits, you're going to roll the Scots into that.
Well, they are Brits. So this is where you always get it wrong.
Why don't you have if you've only got the English for the cricket, why do you then take the Brits for motor racing?
You better speak to the powers that be because I don't have the answer for that. Sometimes we compete as Britain, sometimes we compete as the individual countries.
Well, it just depends what makes you competitive.
I think it's up to the individual countries, to be honest with you.
Maybe that's the answer to the cricket.
Well, we will look it up. No, they do, though. The Welsh play for England, so do the Scots, but they're shit. So the old Welshman plays cricket.
You've got every country in the world playing in your English cricket
and you
team.
Don't? Hang on, let me start.
Oh, don't go berserk.
Uzi Khawaji.
What's the next?
What's his real name? Sorry.
What's the next? What's the next sport, John? We're running out of time.
Wait a second. He's Pakistani. You've got Labuschagne, who is South African. Nisa is South African.
How long do they have to be in this country?
English. He is English. That's 4.
How long do they have to be in this country?
That's almost half your
team. And here is children to be acceptable, because that's the way you guys do it.
Same thing then. They're all international teams these days. Anyway, you are going to talk to us about, and everybody listening, all the millions, about Australia's new female marathon runner, I believe.
Well, not new.
Okay.
But, yeah, Jess Stenson.
Yep.
Previously known and loved as Jess Trengrove. Great Aussie marathon runner.
So how fast is she normally? A basic 42.2 for her.
Just a simple one, nudging somewhere around the 3.5 minutes per K.
So in total time?
Total time? Well, she went to Valencia a few days ago in Spain, ran the Valencia Marathon, and set a new Australian women's record by 9 seconds.
Which was?
So the old record held by Sinead Diver was 2 hours, 21 minutes and 34 seconds. And Jess has come in at 2:21.25. Absolutely just an insane.
It's a silly time, isn't it? It's 3.5 minutes.
3:35 per K.
It's crazy. So just listeners, please try to take that on board. Try to do 1 kilometre as fast as you can and see if you're getting anywhere near 6 minutes. Because,
well, if you think of it like this, a lot of people might do some casual running, some casual jogging, and a lot of the reference points are now park runs.
Yeah.
Lots of people go out on a Saturday morning all over the world and do a 5K.
Yeah.
So what Jess has done is done 5K in approximately 17 minutes 30 and then done that 8.5 times.
8.5 times, yeah.
Yep.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
And do you know the most disturbing part about it?
Go on.
There was a young Kenyan lady who ran the same marathon
Right.
and won it
In?
2 hours 14.
Oh, my Lord.
And it was only her fourth fastest time.
Holy hell. That's getting up to the men's.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's solid. So Jess is incredibly...
Okay, so on average then, kilometres an hour, how fast are they going, roughly?
Roughly, 20 kilometres an hour would be your three-minute K.
Yeah, so 17 kilometres an
So
hour.
you're talking 3.5 would be about 17.5 K an hour.
Yeah, all the way.
All the way. Now, to put that in perspective,
Yeah,
your standard treadmills
yeah,
go to 18 kilometres an hour
yeah.
unless you get one that's designed to go faster.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they do that. Oh, my God, so
the
they're
average
flying.
home treadmill
Yeah,
only goes maximum speed as fast as they run a marathon.
yeah, fantastic. Well,
Incredible. A fantastic Aussie effort.
oh, but awesome.
Love it.
Yeah, good on it. Hey, but you and I mean, you more, obviously, I'm a hack, but you've run some good times yourself, Martin. You are a runner. And you've done a marathon in what, 3:15?
3:13.
3:30. Oh,
is
it's
my
close.
PB. Yes.
There you go.
3:13.
I think I was present that day.
You may have been.
And
from memory.
in fact, I was trailing somewhat behind you about 47 minutes later.
Probably. Yes, it was Gold Coast.
It was. I did
Yep.
it in 4 hours.
Yes.
So
there you go.
from personal experience,
Brilliant
it isn't
effort.
because I wanted to throw it in there.
Yeah.
It's from personal experience that it isn't just the speed either with a marathon, is it? It's your preparation. You've got to run about 150 kilometres a week in training, 2 long runs a week.
That's a long... Elite people may do that.
Yeah.
80 to 100
80 to
for
100.
basic
Yeah,
runners.
okay.
Yeah.
So then you've got to work on your speed, your pace, to stay at the same pace all the way.
Always got to have speed training.
And then you've got to have the nutrition.
Absolutely.
Because for carbohydrate loading and...
Yes,
yeah,
protein
'cause
recovery,
otherwise-
carbohydrate
yeah,
loading.
because otherwise you run out of carbohydrate stores and then
Yes,
you
run
fall
out
apart.
of energy systems.
Yeah, and then that's when you see them falling apart and...
It's called hitting the wall.
Yeah,
That's when you do that, and that's when the body is
collapses.
set, for want of a better term, melts down.
Yeah, there was a Scottish guy in the Commonwealth Games in here, Brisbane,
Yeah, Gold Coast.
and he was winning it. He was
Yes, he
leading
was.
it.
Yes. Coming
And then-
across the Sundale
Yeah.
Bridge, he
Yeah.
only had...
2.5K to go.
Or not even that.
Really?
No, maybe a maximum
Yeah,
a
and he's
kilometre
like
to go.
professional. Well, the highest in the world.
Yeah.
And then suddenly
He'd be one of your Brits.
it was. Well, that's true. And then he just collapsed.
Collapsed on the bridge. Yes. Didn't
Incredible.
manage the
And
heat.
His legs just went to
The
jelly.
legs went, didn't
Yeah.
manage the heat and the humidity.
Yeah.
Went as hard and as fast as he could and was only a kilometre from the finish
Incredible.
before the body gave out.
Yeah, remarkable.
Yep, remarkable feeling. Not recommended.
Well, let's move on to a slightly less energetic sport. Martin, you mentioned that
Right.
snooker is a questionable sport. Over the weekend, in
Sorry,
fact,
I did what?
you questioned whether snooker was a sport.
Well, justifiably so.
It's an incredibly skillful sport.
It's geometry at best.
Oh,
It's a maths subject on a table.
well, you're not too far off because it is. It is. There's a lot of maths
Yes.
involved. There's a lot of spin. The snooker table, 12 foot by 6 foot, is huge. And if you've never played one before, you would crap yourself by looking at it and go, oh my lord, because the width of one is about the length of one that you see in your average pub. So people who think they're good on a pool table
Yes.
suddenly go to play one of these and they're crap. And they got no idea. So
That's me.
most people.
That's me.
Unless you play really regularly, like 3 times a week, you can't be expected to be any good. So anyway, it was the UK Championship over the weekend, which is next to the World Championship. Is
Is that the English or the
the
British?
United Kingdom.
So that's the
and,
Brits.
Remember your place. I'm going to go imperial on you now. The United Kingdom.
The United Kingdom.
Yes.
There's nothing more united in the world than Scotland, Ireland, Wales and England. Traditionally, over the last 1,500 years,
Indeed.
4 of the more united countries
When it comes
around
to-
the world.
To allies, you betcha.
How many wars have you fought between each other?
We do like each other. Anyway, Mark Selby, the jester from Leicester, beat Judd Trump in the final 10-8. And Judd Trump is he
a relation?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, 100% sure. But he's very flamboyant and he's an amazing player. Selby's he grinds you into the dirt and he's just bores them to death actually.
So there's a concept in snooker
Yeah.
of being ground into the dirt.
Well, it's any sport. So if you look at the Australians
Yeah.
under Steve Waugh, that's mental disintegration. He wanted to grind them into the dirt.
Steve Buchanan's.
Yes,
The
that's
coach,
right.
that
yeah.
was his term.
It was
Yes.
indeed. That's right.
Yep. So we're talking mental disintegration around the snooker table.
Oh, absolutely.
Any
Mate,
just stop oil protesters?
There
throwing
were
out
one a
orange
few
paint?
years ago. Yeah, that
Yes,
was
there was. Yeah, he
mental.
jumped on the table.
Prats.
Yes.
Anyway, but it's a highly skillful game, and I thoroughly recommend that you have a go. In fact, you have had a go.
I have had a go
Against
on
me?
a championship size snooker table.
Yes.
And I stood at one end and thought to myself, how the hell am I going to do that?
There you go.
And I lined it up perfectly, drew the stick,
Q.
the cue.
There's one behind you.
Oh, there's one on the
as
rack
we
behind
speak,
me.
indeed.
Drew it back dead straight
And he went nowhere near.
and hit the cue ball right in the middle. And by the time it got to the other end of the table, yeah, I missed the ball completely. Not a sport. John Briggs, not a sport.
We're coming also into most of the world's winter.
Yes.
And this
Yeah.
means what, Martin?
This means one of the greatest sporting spectacles on a 4-year calendar.
Right.
The Winter Olympics.
Awesome. And they are in Italia.
Northeast Italy,
Yes.
in Milan. So they're kicking off, mate, February 6th to February 22 this next year.
So we're going to be enjoying a bit of luge and bobsleigh.
And
Curling.
some ice dancing, some curling.
Yes.
What's the shooting and skiing one?
Yeah, it's like a cross-country thingy, isn't it? In the snow.
It is. Yeah, cross country. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we will. I think what we should do between now and then is maybe just touch on a couple of the sports.
Yeah.
Give a bit of a picture of what they look like.
Yeah.
Each week. Maybe even find one that Australia could not finish last in.
Well, which means you won.
We don't have moral victories.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a very famous guy who you and I saw in the pub one day, about a year ago.
Oh,
So
no.
he came
I will
last.
not.
He came last and first at the same time.
I will not have disparaging comments of the last man standing.
Yeah, well, look,
Stephen Bradbury.
Oh, the brothers.
The thing is,
God, I love
what
the
a lot of
brothers.
people forget is that the semi-final was very similar.
Right, I didn't know. There you go.
Where it was, and he was not in a position to qualify for the final, but somehow with people taking each other out on the final corner,
Again,
he got through to the final.
is he the luckiest bugger ever?
He sounds like the luckiest bugger ever.
Right.
But it's worth remembering the story of Stephen Bradbury. That was his third Winter Olympics. And he'd come back from an ice skate, slicing one of his Achilles.
Right.
And had huge amounts of problems
So-
getting back on the ice and recovery.
Right, he did a Tonya Harding.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So whilst a bit lucky then,
Yeah.
he'd put in 12 years of training, effort, and some really terrible
Oh, he
injuries
deserves it
to
then.
overcome
Yeah.
and get that, as we know with elite sports people, that lucky moment.
Yeah.
12 years working towards that one lucky moment.
Well, look,
But
he
he took
deserves the break then.
yeah, he
So-
took it and he walked away with gold.
Yeah. So we're gonna it's in Milano Cortina.
That's correct.
I thought Cortina was a car, but there you go. So
It is. Great car. Oh, had a purple one.
you
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
okay?
Purple
There you go.
Cortina.
My dad had a white one, no blue, and the registration was about 1975 PUX 596R. I mean it. I can't believe I remember such some crap. It was his red number plate on his car. PUX 596R.
That's the most ridiculous thing to remember.
I know. I totally agree, but it is.
It's a bit like you remembering that you're currently 2-0 down in the Ashes.
Well, you can't forget that. But
No,
anyway,
I
there
can't.
you go. All right, so...
What's next, John?
Well,
We've got through the Cortina.
the World Cup soccer, for want of a better term, really mean football,
Yes,
on the
soccer.
11th of June will take place, but the draw took place a few days ago.
Yeah, yes, it did. How did Australia fare in that draw?
In the draw?
In the draw, if I can get that whole word out in one go.
Well, I think they're in the same group as the USA. So
That should be okay, but the
Yeah.
whole event is in the US, isn't it?
it's mainly in the USA,
Like
Canada,
or other countries.
well, Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, playing the home team is always going to be
A bit tough.
going to be a bit.
But I don't
Bit
know
dicey.
if they've got any really other tough teams. Well, Paraguay, I think, are in there as well.
Paraguay
It's
Whereas
50-50. Yeah.
Australia traditionally have struggled a little bit with the way the South Americans play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't we all?
we've had issues. Uruguay we can beat. We've done that to qualify.
You're a what?
before. You're a guy.
Thank God for
Nicest
that.
thing anyone's ever said to you, John. But Paraguay, yeah, and then I think we've got options of a few teams depending on qualifying through Europe.
Right.
Romania, we may come up against Slovakia, Turkey.
Yeah.
There's some games that need to play out to see the last European team that qualifies for that.
Yes. The thing well, this time, for the first time ever, there is a difference in the way it's done. There are 48 teams playing, which is an enormous amount of
I thought it was 32
No.
traditionally.
48 teams,
Okay.
12 groups of 4. Right?
Yep.
Okay, there you go. That's
Got
40.
that. That's-
when I
that's-
was at school, that's
Is
48.
that like your geometry in snooker? You're
Pretty
good at
much.
maths, John.
Well, the arithmetic's reasonable. Anyway, so obviously your favourites: Brazil, Spain, Portugal, France, Argentina. No Italy this year, incidentally. They did not qualify, which is amazing. Absolutely incredible. Thank you very much. We're on Bolter
That's
2.
not the first time,
No.
is it?
I think it is. It could be the first time, but
Is
it's.
this the first time Italy haven't qualified?
I don't know if it is the very. Could be, but they are
maybe-
such a bastion of World Cup history. It's like, it's ridiculous how they're not there. But anyway, so England have obviously got a good chance. Belgium. I was waiting for that.
Let me think about this.
Yeah.
Based on the history of the World Cup, England have got an excellent. Now, hang on. This is Britain or England?
It is England.
Okay, so for World Cup soccer, it's England.
Yes.
So England have a great chance of just missing out on the semi-finals.
Look, we did reach the semi-finals 4 years ago.
I
Lost
think
on.
Germany's more successful than you.
We lost on penalties
To who?
France. So
that would have hurt.
yeah. Anyway, there you go. However, look, we've got a decent chance. The thing is, it's competition like any tournament. It's a tournament. So the first 2 from each group go through,
Yes.
and then there's like a lucky loser scenario.
how many
Sort of. So what you've got is, for the first time ever this year,
Because that first 2 will give you 24 through.
there's the 8 best third place teams. The 8 best third placed teams also
Let
go
me
through.
just think through. I've got to
So
think
Australia
about that.
have got a chance.
So basically, you'd think 8 out of the 12 groups, the team that finishes third
Now you've confused me.
is going to get through based on goal difference or
Could
some
be.
sort of percentage.
Could be anything like that. Yeah.
Goals for and against that they calculate to separate them.
Yeah.
It'd be unlikely you finish last in your group and
Yeah.
was still good enough to get into that 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're probably going to say a couple of teams that only won 1 game out of their 3,
Right.
but maybe only ever lost 1-0.
Yeah.
They're going to possibly fall into that 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's basically saying you can be in the top 70% and still make it into the finals.
Yeah. It's the second lot, which is then all
don't know about that.
knockout from then.
Yes, of course.
So years ago they used to have two group phases, now they only have one group phase, and then it's knockout from there.
Yeah,
and
okay.
if it's a draw after 90, you have 30 minutes extra time.
15 each way.
And if that is still a stalemate, it's the old penalties.
Right. where England excel at coming second.
Hey, look, we've got a German in charge these days who put ice in our veins.
Hang on. Hang on.
A German manager, coach.
You got a German manager.
Yes.
For your national English team.
Absolutely.
You ran out of English coaches?
Yeah, sort of.
Is he good? Just out of
Yes,
curiosity.
he is. He took Chelsea to the Premier League Championship. And do you know what? This sounds really weird, but it's almost what we need. And he's not scared to drop the big superstars. And imagine, if you think there's egos in cricket, imagine the Premier League or world stars like your Ronaldos and people like that.
Yes,
England,
of course.
England has a guy called Bellingham who is brilliant. Bellingham.
Oh, Bellingham. Not Bellingham.
Probably the best player in the world at the moment. However, he's been a bit of a spoilt brat lately, and Tuchel, who is the name of the England manager,
a good English sportsman who's a spoilt brat.
Yeah, there you go. Hang on.
There you go. You've heard it, folks. You've heard it here first on Sports Biz.
Because Bellingham has been a bellend himself, bellendum, he has dropped him. Tuchel's dropped him a number of times recently, and which is brilliant because he's not pandering to the superstars. And we're still winning. We're 12 on the bounce now.
Okay.
And
well, sorry, 12 wins or
12 wins.
No, 12 games without a loss.
No, 12 wins.
Okay, 12 wins.
And the keeper, I'm pretty certain Jordan Pickford, our goalkeeper, is 10 games clean sheet.
What happened to your Seaman?
That's a clean sheet. That's not a clean sheet.
No, what happened
that
to
wouldn't be a clean sheet at all because it would be Seaman. He's also a dribbler.
Well, he was.
As well as a goalie.
Yes, he was a pretty good penalty taker too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, what happened?
He had 30 years ago.
Oh, was it that long ago?
Yes.
Well, it's soccer. my mistake. So have you ever thought of grabbing this fella?
Who?
This German fella.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Tuchel.
Tuchel?
Yes. Tuchel. I know.
Have you ever thought of grabbing Mr. Tuchel?
No, but anyway,
and maybe popping him into that coaching role that's about to become vacant.
Hey, look, they do
for the cricket team.
They do cross over.
You could put a spine into your English cricket team.
Maybe so. Well, that's what the idea was with Mr. McCullum. He was supposed to be. He was supposed to be like your all-black tough guy. No, I don't mean, sorry, just to make anybody listening, All Blacks, as in the rugby union team from New Zealand.
What's the cricket team called?
The Black Caps. It has to be something black. And do you know how that happened originally?
The All Blacks?
Yes, do you know?
Wasn't it a newspaper typo?
Yes, it was.
Yes, because they were nicknamed the All Backs.
Correct.
Yes.
I know, and there's nothing traditional or historical about that.
No.
So, but they've made it this way, and with the haka and all the spiritual dagdom and wank, wank, rubbish.
The haka's a little more nasty than spiritual, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It's a war dance threatening to rip the heads off your opponents.
Sure, but they've made it like all
they've made it nice.
Blacks.
Yes.
And then they're not. Anyway, okay, so on that note...
What note?
This note.
Oh my God, that note.
It is time for... Hitting the Crack.
Hitting the Crack. What are we hitting today,
Well, it leads nicely into what we were just talking about.
Yes.
Because in 1986, an all-black team made a right balls up. A gentleman
did a lot of that in the 80s.
Well, a gentleman by the name of Buck Shelford. Buck Shelford is a household name in New Zealand, of course.
Is it really?
Yes, because...
Oh, he's the Chad Rintoul of New Zealand rugby.
Hey, look.
There you go.
He's a number 8 or a loose forward. He suffered major damage in a match against France.
He suffered major damage.
He did.
John, what did he damage?
Well, a French player tackled him right in the gonads.
Oh, he's hit him in the biscuits.
He didn't just hit him.
Oh.
He ripped it.
Oh.
And the quote goes from Shelford.
I'm uncomfortable about Buck.
From Buck himself.
Buck himself.
Holy shit, one of my testicles is hanging out of my scrotum.
What?
It gets better. It gets better. It gets better.
Nothing. Nothing can make that moment better.
Oh, no, it does. On the side of the pitch.
Oh, no.
The physio.
No.
Stitched it all back up again.
Oh, the 80s.
Hang on. He carried on playing. Look it up.
Can you imagine that now?
Oh my God!
They would sue the Frenchman
Well,
for
he would.
damage.
He would, breaking a fingernail or something like that.
Oh my God! He stitched his scrotum up.
Yeah, and carried on playing.
And kept playing.
Yeah.
So just and I don't know.
Don't make him like the Usu.
That's a brutal. He's brutal.
Tough guy.
In actual fact, I think the toughest part of that story is stitching it up.
Yeah, I know.
Did they use thread or were they the staples?
I don't know. I don't know.
Imagine the staple gun going in.
I think it was thread. But I'm not.
That's so much better. That's
stitched.
a needle.
I read stitched. So there you go.
Yes, so not stapled.
I wasn't stitched. Anyway, so that's the past one, 1986. This week in Bulgaria, one of their soccer teams, Arden Karzelsi, held a minute's silence on their home pitch, for a former player that had died.
Okay.
Pekto Ganches.
All right.
Minute's silence.
Fair enough. That
against a
sounds
team called Leski Sofia. But wait for it. He didn't die. He wasn't dead.
Where was he?
He was perfectly alive. There was nothing wrong with him. So it was just complete misinformation.
Oh, it was just fake news.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The whole team went into this solemn
solemn moment.
Yeah, minute.
And the crowd?
Yeah, the crowd.
The opponents
did.
And the media?
I've seen that on the pitch. Yes, I've seen the video. Yeah. And he was alive.
I remember an episode of MASH.
Right.
With a soldier that was meant to have died. I've forgotten what country he was from. But he
probably Vietnam.
But no, it was MASH. It was the UN fighting troops for Korea, so it could have been any country.
Right, yeah.
I want to go Latvia, but I'm not sure. But I feel like it was a Latvian soldier. But they had a memorial for him.
Yeah, right.
And then he heard his national anthem, and he came out of the room all bandaged up to salute.
There you are.
So that's
Same
very
thing.
similar.
I know. I know. So there you go, and that's this week's Hitting the Crack. That is this week's Hitting the Crack.
That's. I don't know what to say. The fake death is one thing. the scrotum stitching though, I'm in awe.
I know, it's fantastic, isn't it? But mind you, we need to roll on to this week's wacky world of sport with yourself, Martin.
Myself?
Winnell.
What am I doing?
Well, you told me that you had some wacky sport that you wanted to talk about.
I've come across a sport.
Yeah.
And I like this sport.
Right.
I've seen it now for a little while. It has been around for a long time.
Right. Okay.
It is the sport of extreme ironing.
Wow.
So, where do we start with extreme ironing?
God knows.
So let's just do a quick view of what it is.
Yep.
What do you need to be an extreme ironist?
Don't know, Martin.
I think that's the word.
Well, you're an ironist, yeah.
It requires a real iron.
Wow.
It requires, now this is very specific, an ironing board at least 1 metre long with legs.
Okay.
So it can't just be the board itself.
Yeah.
And a garment to be ironed that must be larger than a standard size tea towel.
Okay.
So there's a lot of rules in this bloody thing. It just seems ridiculous to have that many rules. But the idea is you carry all of these things to what they term an unconventional, remote or dangerous location, combining an extreme sport, i.e. rock climbing, surfing, diving, those sorts of sports, and then put the chore of ironing.
Unbelievable.
And I don't know where you plug your iron in.
You crease me up, Martin.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Right.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
How ironic.
Because
Anyway.
we have to talk about judging.
Yes.
How do you win an extreme ironing competition?
God knows.
Now, one may think it's danger. Skydiving,
Right.
holding your ironing board with the legs out, ironing.
Yes. Over a cliff or something like that, you know.
No, skydiving. Out of plane.
Skydiving.
Yes. Or strapping yourself to the front of a cliff face
Yeah.
with an ironing board.
Underwater?
Diving. Yes,
Wow.
underwater.
Yeah.
Now, you would think the extreme component
Yeah.
would be the major judging.
Yeah.
It's not.
What is?
What is how many wrinkles are left on the article of clothing that you've chosen to iron.
So, does the loser have an iron deficiency?
Yes, John. The loser has an ironing deficiency.
Dear.
So, my goodness, this is a serious sport. This has a lot of fun in it. Skydiving with an iron. I don't know how they plug it in. Especially skydiving. Well, actually, diving.
Yeah, right.
Where do they plug?
Yeah.
Where do they
Underwater.
get a 240-volt socket?
God knows.
Underwater?
Well, unless you're Tony Stark, and then you'd be Iron Man. And he can do anything.
Well, he's got the suit.
Indeed, he
And
does.
he's got the helmet. And when you're suited and booted, as they say,
Yes.
you are
Very good.
an ironing extremist.
It increases so many possibilities.
There's a couple of other little details I want to share with you
Go for
about
it.
this sport.
Yes.
And this is how long it's been going for.
Right.
So it was first started
Yeah.
in 1977,
Wow.
which seems a very long time ago.
Got your date of birth on it.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
You were 2.
Let me. I wasn't, but let me head back. It was first started. Funny you make the Tony Hawk comment.
Hawk.
By a guy.
Stark.
Yes, by the name of Tony Hyam,
Oh, right.
and he actually did the first ever in 1980 of extreme ironing. And then they decided, oh, here's a big shock. It started in Yorkshire. Another weird sport for, hang on, Yorkshire. British,
Yes.
English. Welsh,
English.
English. Okay, let's go English. However, then in 1997, Phil Shaw from Leicester
Yeah.
decided to bring it into the realm of more common sport. Still extreme,
Right.
but created some quality judging and championships.
Did they have a world championship for this?
No.
Okay.
Not as yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
sure they will. But John, that is how we landed with the sport.
So men do this.
Men do this. Well, both men and women.
So wives do it.
No. Wives just do it in the living room.
Yeah, because what does wife stand for, Martin?
No.
Washing, ironing,
Extreme ironing.
something, etc.
You're an evil man, John Briggs.
Well, let's
For a man that was born in Scotland,
Yeah, right. Okay, so
well, somewhere over there
do you want to see what's under my kilt?
in Britain. Not ever.
Because it's gruesome.
Not once.
And it will gruesome more if you're lucky.
And I don't
Anyway.
want to know anything about your kilt or your kilt wearing habits.
Okay,
you
well,
dirty Scotsman.
Before we finish, we've only got a minute left. So I'm going to finish off with some of the commentator classics of all time. And well, let's stay on the rugby with our favourite New Zealand commentator, Murray Mexted. Here's a beauty.
What's Murray Mexted regaled us with, John?
Well, how about this one? And it's not a dirty comment or anything like that. It's just stupid. And he kicks it with his left-handed foot.
Only a New Zealander. Mind you, that comment, whilst not overly sensible, does describe the New Zealand coached England cricket team
Well, maybe so.
right now.
But we're going to finish off with one more from a golf commentator by the name of Peter Allis. He's quite famous in the golfing world. Very smooth, well-spoken gentleman, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he was talking about Nick Faldo, famous golfer.
Yes.
Of
Yeah,
course,
Nick
Australia
Faldo,
being
yep.
an Aussie, you'd know all about Nick Faldo, wouldn't you?
Yes.
And how your mate, Greg Norman, fell apart. But anyway, that's another story for another day.
That's one of the times.
Indeed. So he was talking about Nick Faldo and his caddy, Fanny. And he said, sometimes Nick likes to use Fanny, other times he does it by himself. And on that note...
Wasn't she a downhill skier?
that's for next week.
That's for next week.
Indeed, yes.
I'd also like to just add quickly here, John. I think for these quotes,
Yes.
we are going to, even though the season's finished,
Yes.
we're going to have to roll out some Murray Walker.
Oh, I thought of it earlier today. Absolutely.
Yes.
Murray Walker.
Just for all you fans that are waiting, F1
He's
Murray
the best.
Walker,
Yeah.
Bobby Dazzler.
Yeah,
Of a quote.
absolutely. Anyway, so that is all we have time for now.
That's it for this week.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Come on, England. And it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Good night.